जय हरि बोल जय सीताराम गोपी गोपाल भजो राधे श्याम हरे राम 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 घन श्याम 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 नंद किशोरा नवनीत चोरा वृंदावन गोविंद लाला हरे राम 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 घन श्याम 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 जय हरि बोल जय सीताराम गोपी गोपाल भजो राधे श्याम.
Bravo! Sai Ram!
Sai Ram.
Wonderful! Thank you for this really special treat.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Welcome to Souljourns and to a 3-generation family of followers of holy man Sri Sathya Sai Baba. This video was recorded in a Cleveland suburb, Elyria, Ohio, in the summer of 2010. Indian classically trained singer Parvati Mahadevan, the matriarch of this Sai family, who by personal requests of Sai Baba, composed and sang devotional songs in Sai Baba's ashram, Vrindavan, beginning in 1971. And this is the story of Captain Guru Iyer, Parvati's son-in-law, a military flyer who is destined to become Sai Baba's personal pilot.
हरे राम 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 घन श्याम 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 जय हरि बोल जय सीताराम गोपी गोपाल भजो राधे श्याम.
And shedding additional light on this woman who was personally guided by Sai Baba, her granddaughter Maya Iyer of Anantapur College, and Maya's husband Sunder Iyer'S of Sai Baba's University, and Parvati's daughter Mangala, all of whom are devoted to Sai Baba.
He Vishwanatha Jagannatha.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
I think her speciality in all her compositions are the bhajans are extremely short, 4-line bhajans, just names of God and adjectives describing. None of them pertaining to, it's not like I'm in distress, help me out, none of those. Lord, you're great, you're merciful, you're loving, you're kind, all are just pure adjectives in pure Sanskrit and pure classical. That's the beauty of her bhajans. It's just fantastic.
And you were saying that Baba writes through her?
She feels that way. I'm one of her first students in classical music. She brought me to Baba.
You're one of her first children.
But I am her first daughter, yes. And one of
so
her
you
first
would be her first student, not one of them.
That's right. And I enjoyed growing up with her with classical music. And it became a part of our life together as mother and daughter. Music is our bond, our very strong bond. And though I didn't rise up to her aspirations of becoming a professional musician as she hoped I would be one day, she's very happy today that I've become a Baba bhajan singer. And she's trained me for that. She brought us to Baba. She brought my husband and me to Baba.
Seems to me you're pretty good on the harmonium as well.
Oh, well, she's taught me that too. And the nicest thing about her teaching is that she's a tough taskmaster like Swami.
Tough cookie, huh?
A tough cookie. She will not give up on you. She will not give up on a student. And much as I would,
if you had a voice like mine.
Well, even if I wanted to run away, she would be there saying, "You can do it. You can do it." And she'd wake you up at all odd hours of the morning to say, "Practice makes perfect, and you need to do it." And she's disciplinarian, at the same time very, very loving and kind and very encouraging and understanding of the student's need. And she's been, for me, Ted, 35 years I didn't sing classical music because I was living a life in the Air Force, in the Indian Air Force, in a military setup where nobody really wanted classical music. They'd want something which you could bang folks on. And I felt initially a little depressed about it, that my music was really not going where it should be. But then strangely, once Baba came into our lives and bhajan singing happened, regardless of where we were posted in the Indian Air Force, there was always a samiti, there was always Sai devotees, and there was always bhajan. And Mami's bhajans for me have been extremely, they've helped me go within. Her bhajans have helped me realize my spirituality. She's done that for me.
Nothing more that can be said that would really
You know.
indicate how powerful a devotional singing can be.
Yes.
And Sunder, I wanted to ask you, you know a little about music, I would say. You're one of the best singers here in Cleveland, Ohio, I think I've ever been around.
Sit among the blind, the squint is a king, right?
Characterize her music for us, if you will.
Her music comes from the heart and goes to the heart. Straight. It's heart-to-heart communication, as Baba would put it. It's purely based on classical music, which is the richest tradition that India has to offer. And her music is the window to the soul. That's what I would say.
You've got a couple of fans here in this area as well.
Yes.
Including a beautiful granddaughter whom we haven't heard from yet. How would you characterize this singing?
It's simple and easy to learn. I don't sing, but I love her bhajans because they're just so simple. You know, though they are based on classical music, they don't have all the complicated turns and twists which a lot of other bhajans have. So
But
that's
you're
why I
right,
love them.
because I'm in the same boat with you in that I don't sing either.
Right.
But because I guess it is of the simplicity and the beauty, if I were to sing, I would be singing some of these bhajans. I think.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe
That's
we
where I
would
like
be good
So
students.
we would
of
be
your
good
grandmother.
students. Yes, Ted.
Where do we go to sign up?
Right here.
Right here. She's going to stay here.
Parvati Mahadevan, it's such a pleasure to be with you today. I understand, I heard through the grapevine that you're 84 years old? You don't look 84 years old.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
And that puts you in Baba's territory. He's almost your exact age. By about 6 months or so. You're a little bit younger. If you will, because I've heard so many wonderful stories about you, tell us how you first came to be aware of spirituality. And then I'm going to ask you how you became aware of Sai Baba. Were you always spiritual from the time you were born?
Yes, I was born in a very spiritual family.
And what type of a religion did you grow up practicing? Were you born into a
Brahmin family.
Okay. A Hindu family. And how long was it before you first heard the name that you can remember, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba? How old were you? Do you remember?
No, it was 30 years ago. I was a singer, classical singer
Classical singer in your city. And what city are you from?
from Madras.
So you sang there professionally?
Yes,
For how many years?
many years I have sung.
So how did it come to be then that as a classical singer, you got to come to meet Baba either in Vrindavan or Prashanti Nilayam?
In 1971, war broke out. And all of you know, my son-in-law, Captain Ayres, is a fighter pilot. And then the war was very tough. That time I didn't hear anything from.
So you were quite concerned.
Yes, naturally. And then I was so worried, I tell you.
And what happened?
That time, a friend of mine who was working in Sai Baba's hospital in Bangalore, and I expressed my tension. She told me, don't worry, we'll go to Sai Baba.
Did you know who that was when she said Sai Baba? You'd go
Yes,
to?
yes, she told me. That is how I was introduced.
Okay. And had you been aware before that of SHIRDI Sai Baba or just Sathya Sai Baba?
Then, of course, I came to know that I was with SHIRDI also.
Afterwards. So did you go with her right away or to see?
I went because my tension was so high. Somehow I want to get the release.
And did you get that release?
Naturally, when he came out, looked at me and he smiled. I said, Swami, my children are right in front. and I'm worried. He said, don't worry, they are all safe. You will hear from them.
You must have been very, very happy.
You have no idea as to what tension he removed from me.
And he was brand new to you. You were brand new to him. Did you believe him?
Yes,
So that means you have a very long spiritual background to...
yes, I did have.
Yeah. So what happened after that then? How long was it before you heard from them?
The very night I heard from them.
Really? That quickly? So what about your friend? Was she must have been very impressed.
Very, very happy. She said, I told you, auntie, that he is omnipresent.
So was it like from that day forward that you became a Baba devotee, or was it a little bit longer?
It wasn't very difficult for me to become a devotee because I knew that he had supernatural powers to study our mind.
Well, it's one thing to be told that, it's one thing to read about that, but it's another thing to come to believe it. How long did it take for you to believe it?
The very fact that he told me about my children's safety, and that night I got the telephone call.
That's pretty good proof, isn't it?
Yes, very.
So how long, do you remember how long you stayed? This is in Puttaparthi, right?
No, in Vrindavan.
Vrindavan, so you were outside of Bangalore. Did you stay there for just one darshan, for one day?
No, I was close to Vrindavan because my husband was in the Indian telephone industries and we were living in Whitefield.
So you had a very easy journey to make because he was in the same area of Whitefield. But you had never been there before. You never had a reason to go
No,
there. Never had a
I was
reason.
so busy in keeping the house, and I was performing, and I also taught music to
So
the
this-
youngsters who came.
So this was 1971.
Yes.
And can you venture a guess as to how many times since 1971 until today, 2010, you may have had Baba's darshan?
Almost every day I used to go after that.
Almost. Oh, so you stayed there. So you did your work and you had your students, and then you would go later in the day to receive Baba's darshan. So you must have developed a very strong feeling for
Yes, very strong.
And I understand also that you developed more and more your wonderful God-given gift of music and talent as a classical trained singer.
And one of those days I heard some ladies singing for him, bhajans.
And what did that cause you to think about?
I felt, why not I also be there?
And so did you join them?
Then they told me, when I wanted to join, they said, unless you get direct permission from Baba, you cannot sing before him.
That sounds pretty hard to do. What did you do?
Again, next day when I sat for darshan, I asked him, can I sing? He said, oh, happily.
Did he know how good of a singer you were? Did you audition for him? Did you give him a little sample?
No, he knew very well. He knows everything, you know.
Yes. So you were singing back in the early 70s for All India Radio with other people singing Indian traditional classical music.
Yes.
Yes. And how long was it then after he gave you permission where you started to work?
Very next bhajan, I joined those ladies and I started singing.
Were these bhajans familiar to you? Were you raised singing these bhajans?
That is the greatness. Then, you know, he blessed me to compose.
Oh, so that's when you started to compose, right at the very beginning when you started to sing with these ladies.
Prabhat, I understand I can call you Prabhat, your name, or Captain Iyer, or Guru. I think I'll call you Guru, even though you're probably younger than me.
Yes.
You actually were the first pilot to fly Sai Baba. Briefly, a word on that.
When Puttaparthi airport was constructed, every airfield has to be approved by the Director General of Civil Aviation, the authority. So for that you have to have somebody going there and actually landing and then submitting a report. So I had the opportunity. I was in an organization called Vayu Doot, which was a commercial airline. and we were asked to go and land at Puttaparthi, then take off from there and come back and submit a report. But we were astonished when we landed there. We saw a red Mercedes and Swami standing next to it.
He was
waiting.
there.
He was waiting at the terminal to welcome us. And I told my general manager, he was a Captain Brian DeMargery. I said, Brian, Sai Baba is here to receive us. So he said, what do I do? What do I do? I said, nothing. I don't know. You just do whatever comes to your heart. I'm going to take off my shoes. I'm going to fall at his feet.
And did you?
And we went there. I did immediately. I introduced him to our regional manager. He immediately produced Vibhuti. And then he started walking towards the aircraft.
He wanted to see the
He
airplane.
kept asking us questions. Is this airfield good enough for a Boeing to land? And we explained to
Was
him.
it much of an airfield back then?
That was only 4,000 feet. So we explained to him, Swami, you need another, a total of 7,000 feet to get
So did he
major.
materialize
That's
another
how.
3,000 feet?
He immediately did that, and then he got in and tapped me and said, come on, pilot, take off. I said, what? So
He must have been dumbfounded.
Absolutely.
Did you tell him to strap on his seatbelt?
Yes. I was there sitting, I told Brian he wants us to take off. Then he called all the local authorities like the police guy and the security. All these people piled in and we took off. Immediately after we took off, I said, Brian, you got controls. I'm going to sit with Swami. I went there and Swami said, explain. He showed Hanuman there. He said, explain to everyone. So I told them that is the 65-foot Hanuman built on his 65th
Wait a minute,
birthday.
But to everyone, who else was on the plane with
There
him?
were about 17 odd people
Who were there with him at the airstrip?
Yes, the panchayat people, the police, the security, and his.
So he wanted you to give a guided tour
Guided.
from the air
Yes.
of
And-
the ashram.
So we just flew for 20 minutes and we flew really low. Both of us are fighter pilots, so we said we must give everybody a thrill. And we flew at treetop level
My goodness.
because that was darshan time and there were hundreds of people there. So we just kept circling around and
Nobody got sick on that flight. did
nobody
they?
got sick. Everybody was thrilled. So that was my
And that was that was his first flight with you.
with us. Yes.
And then after that, approximately how many times were you at the controls for flights with Sri
After
Sathya
that,
Sai
I had the
Baba?
opportunity when I was working for the TVS Motor Company, where Venu Srinivasan was a great devotee of Swami, and he had his own aircraft, a twin-engine Beechcraft King Air. And he always wanted to fly Swami. So on one such occasion, I think it was 2003, when Swami fell in Brindavan, and he was not comfortable going by car. So Venu requested him to fly in our aircraft. So that is when he called me and he said, this is top secret. Till it actually happens, you're not to tell anyone. And we made all preparations.
You flew him to
We had to
Bangalore?
build a special ramp for him so that he could just get out of the car, get onto that ramp. It was like a lift, coming up there. So I was there at the entrance. I received him. He held my hand. I took him, made him sit down. I strapped him up. Then the others came in, Venu Srinivasan, his brother, and some board members like C. Srinivasan and all
From
that.
Bangalore?
From Bangalore to Puttaparthi. So I knelt down. I said, Swami, permission to start engines. He said, Santosham. So I sat down. That was the first time as a commander in the aircraft. I myself was had the opportunity to fly him and land in Puttaparthi.
What an auspicious career you've had
Absolutely.
to fly Sai Baba.
Yes. Then the last occasion was when he came to Chennai for this Rudra Homam. That time also I was.
And what year was this? This was just
This was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
4 years ago.
Okay. Around
December,
2007 or so.
Yes.
Okay.
He came for this, and he stayed for 10 days.
And you flew him on that occasion as
yes,
well?
That also. I didn't actually fly him, but I was responsible for the flight.
Wonderful.
I organized it, and I went to receive him. And there he called me and he said, please fly over the lake, the reservoir where he had this water project for Chennai.
He wanted to see
So
it.
he wanted to see it, and he said,
Everybody
explain.
on the plane.
Yeah. So we flew over the reservoir 2 or 3 times. In fact, the radar control said, why do you want to go there? I said, I had asked for permission to descend to 1,000 feet because we were at 8,000 feet. So he said, why do you want to go there? We said, we want to show the reservoir for the Chennai water project.
To Sai Baba?
He said, how can you do that? You're not allowed to fly so low. I said, we have Sai Baba on board. Okay, permission granted.
And one final question. What kind of a passenger was Sai Baba over all those years?
Sai Baba was, he was the center of attraction, like he is wherever he...
Even at 8,000 feet?
Even at 8,000. Because everyone, nobody let him, enjoy the flight as such. Because one by one people were coming and seeking his blessings. And
Sure.
even I was guilty of that, because when I went and asked him... Last time when we flew with him, I had taken a picture which was the previous time, and I wanted him to sign. So he blessed me, and he looked at me and said, I'm sorry, I'm shivering.
Oh.
I said, sorry, I'm very sorry. He literally was feeling very bad that he couldn't sign because his hands were shivering.
Oh, what memories you have of your experiences with
Very
him. Now we have a special treat.
Then finally, when we went to drop him back at Puttaparthi, I went and I said, Swami, on behalf of everyone in Chennai, you come and stayed with us for 10 days, given so many darshans. I want to, on behalf of everyone, I want to thank you. So he just bent forward and, pinched my cheek like that.
That was probably better than any words you could have used. Now we have the distinct pleasure of hearing a rather unique form of devotional bhajans from Guru, who's going to accompany all of us here with a great bhajan with his harmonica. Do you know of anybody else who plays bhajans using a harmonica?
No, I haven't heard of it. This was my...
And that's not just a harmonica, that's a huge harmonica.
Yeah.
And who taught you? Did your mother-in-law teach you?
No, in my school days, I somehow took a liking to it, and I was fortunate. My uncles were flying with Air India, so I could ask them to bring a harmonica. It was not available in India those days. So that's how I started in my school days.
Do you need to tune up and get ready? Do you need to practice for a second or so?
No, it's okay.
You're ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready to go.
And which bhajan is this?
This, which one? This is a bhajan I sang in front of Swami, and it was also recorded in a studio along with the Sundaram Bhajan group. And Swami liked it very much. And it's a very popular and peppy bhajan called Jai Hari Bol, Jai Sita Ram.
Jai Hari Bol,
Jai Sita Ram.
And have you ever played it for Baba with the harmonica?
Yes, I have, and he enjoyed it. He sat right in, it was, I forget the year, just the year before they got married. 1991, where during the Dashara celebrations on Saraswati Puja Day, he invited the Sundaram Bhajan group, and he said, I don't want the bhajan singers, I want the instrumentalists. I want them to perform in front of the stage.
Including the harmonica. Well, this will be a special treat, and I'm anxiously awaiting it, so without further ado, here we go.
Hare Hare Ram 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 Ghana Shyam Shyam Shyam. Shri Raghunandana Shri Rama Dasharathe Jaya Raghurama. Nanda Kishora Navanita Chora Vrindavana Govinda Lala. Hare Ram 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 Ghana Shyam Shyam Shyam. Ram Ram Hare Ram 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 Ghana Shyam Shyam Shyam. Jai Hari Bol Jai Sita Ram. Gopi Gopal Bhajo Radhe Shyam.
Do you have a favorite bhajan?
Many.
And how many years have you been practicing to maintain your beautiful professional classical singing voice? Do you continue to practice?
Not right now, but I'm so fully equipped that I can sing.
Well, good. Then I want you to sing for us right here, right now. Pick your very, very favorite bhajan for Baba, and maybe we can rustle up even some musical accompaniment here in a second. If you had a chance to sing, let's just talk about this for a second while the ladies prepare for this. If you had a second to think about what you might want to either say to Baba or to sing to Baba today in June 2010, what would you say to him and what would you sing?
I would say thank you, Baba.
Thank you
First,
for what? Thank you for what?
for providing all these opportunities to be able to come to United States to meet you when you coming here.
So you've had a nice life, is what you're saying. And you would like to thank Baba for everything. Now, what kind of a song would you tell him on this day in the summer of 2010 that you would like to sing for him? What song, what bhajan would you like to sing for him?
Give the Shruti. Rasa Vilola.
And can you tell us what the words mean in English?
Rasa Vilola.
What does that mean? Because we love bhajans here, and many people sing them, but we don't know what the meaning of the words are in English.
How to explain, you say?
Krishna's dance with the gopis.
Krishna enjoying with the gopis. That is Ras Leela.
So it's a love song for God.
Uh-huh.
Well, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Is this one of your favorites that you love to sing, or is this maybe one that you wrote?
Yes.
You wrote this song, this bhajan. And before we begin, do you have any idea how many bhajans you wrote over the years?
Hundreds.
Hundreds of bhajans. And is it true what I hear that they have been sung before Baba many, many times?
Yes.
Not just in Vrindavan, but wherever.
All over the world.
All over the world.
They became very popular.
And you wrote these bhajans.
Did she write music before this?
Did you write music before writing bhajans for Baba?
This capacity to compose after going to Baba I got.
So this is all new with the advent of Sri Sathya Sai Baba in your life. Okay, so you gave us the name of this bhajan and you gave us this story. Now you're going to give us the bhajan. Ready?
Rasa Vilola Nandalala Rasa Vilola Nandalala Radha Madhava Nandalala Radha Madhava Nandalala Rasa Vilola Nandalala Nanda Kishora Nandalala,
Nanda Kishora Nandalala,
Sai Nandalala,
Sai Nandalala,
Rasavirula Nandalala,
Nanda Kishora Nandalala,
Navanita Chora Nandalala,
Navanita Chora Nandalala,
Navanita Chora Nandalala,
Navanita Chora Nandalala,
Nandalala, Sai Nandalala,
Nandalala, Sai Nandalala,
Nandalala, Sai Nandalala,
Nandalala, Sai Nandalala,
Rasavilola Nandalala.
That was just wonderful. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Did you have fun singing in here? In Elyria, Ohio? 13,000 miles away from where Baba is sitting right now. Actually, he's sleeping right now, or he's doing whatever he does. And the birds are responding to your beautiful bhajan. Now, there's another interesting story about how you got to write these and Baba came along one day. Tell us about that story.
Mrs. Ratanlal, a
Yes?
staunch devotee of Baba who was living in the ashram, she used to cook for Baba.
Mm-hmm.
And she never used to mingle with others excepting very few times. I was very lucky because she liked my music. So she will say, you come Parvati whenever you feel like, because I want to hear you sing. This I thought it was a privilege. So I used to cash on it. One day, one of those sessions, I was singing. Suddenly I felt somebody tapping on my shoulder. And I turned around, I saw Baba.
Oh, no.
I became cold.
Did he say, why are you so cold?
No, because the rules are that no one should go into others' rooms.
I see. Okay. So you were in her room, right? And you were violating the rule.
I was worried because of that. But Swami said, I'm happy.
He's
Continue singing.
very
And he also sang with me. And then he said, he also told Mrs. Ratanlal, she's a good singer.
What was it like to sing with Sai Baba? What was it like? Tell us about
a
that.
new bhajan that time.
What was it like to sing with Baba?
I was nervous to sing with Baba, but at the same time, as he approved, I got very highly excited.
And you were working on writing a new bhajan at that time?
No, it was an old bhajan only.
Mm-hmm. And he sang along with you. Was that a nice experience?
Very nice, elating experience.
And he's an interesting singer. I've only heard some of his songs on recordings over the years. How would you describe his voice and his singing ability? What kind of a singer is Baba?
He doesn't care for these rules and regulations. He believed in bhava. That is, what should I say? Devotion and emotion.
So, in other words, am I understanding you correctly that if you had love in your heart and sang with the love in your heart,
He will respond.
that was perfect?
I mean, it shouldn't be very, repulsive with so many false notes and all. But the problem with me was I was so classically trained, I could not accept anything that was out of the way.
So you had to teach yourself to not just sing professionally and beautifully and physically well, but also emotionally well. That was new for you.
No.
You knew how to do that all right? So he must have noticed that, because that's what prompted him to say how his wonderful comments about how you were singing. So tell us about some of the other encounters over the years since the early 70s that you had. Pardon me?
He used to give all the bhajan singers, very often he used to call us and give us group interviews.
Uh-huh. What was that like?
He'll call all the singers and he'll talk to us about bhajans, about devotion, and how good we must be at heart and all.
Mm-hmm.
One of those, he called me, "Hey Narada." I knew it was an honor on me, because Narada was known for his devotion and everlasting chanting of the Lord.
And that's who you became. That's who you were. I'm sure you still do everlasting chanting of the Lord.
Quietly I do now.
Yeah, quietly. You don't have to sing out loud. You can do it internally. And
Because he asked me one day, go inside.
and then what? Did he tell you to go inside to sing inside?
Not like that. He said, go inside.
Well, tell me what you think he means by that.
I went on thinking, then I found maybe I have to correct my mind process.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be very sensitive.
Did you get over that?
Yes, I did.
And what else did you find yourself learning by going inside? You're talking about going inside to be contemplative, to meditate.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about. Do you still do that a lot?
Yes, I do. Find out my mistakes.
Well, very good. You're the perfect person to ask for your help then, because many people I know, they want to be able to go inside, but they don't know how to do it. How would you advise them to do it?
We must understand ourselves. Try to find out our own mistakes and correct ourselves.
Do you do this every day still?
Every day, every moment I do.
You stay internally focused. Does Baba ever come to you in your thoughts or your dreams, or do you have leelas?
I used to get a lot of dreams. Now I don't.
What about leelas? Do they occur in your life very often? Leelas.
Many have happened, like, compositions.
And do you still find yourself interested in going to wherever Baba is in India to see him from time to time?
No.
You don't have to do that, because you already have him.
I already find him in my thoughts, in my words and deeds.
So that's interesting, because many people still feel, even though he says you don't have to come to see my form, many people still feel that they should go to see his form.
No, I don't feel that urge anymore. I used to have.
Okay. Any idea how many times you've had a chance to see him up close when he invited the bhajan singers in for an interview? Was it more than a couple of times?
Yes, many times. In the course of 30 years I am talking.
And I'm guessing that maybe somewhere along the line you may have actually witnessed Baba doing a materialization for somebody in the group.
Yes, for me, he has materialized this ring.
What did he materialize for you? Let me see.
This
Which one?
ring.
The silver one. The one on your index finger. And when
Shiridi Baba.
It's Shirdi Baba. Is this when he told you that you were a Shirdi Baba devotee?
No, I guessed.
You guessed it. And what about that gold one? Is that from Baba also?
No.
Okay. So we don't want to be greedy, do we?
He didn't tell me anything.
So
He said, serve all.
when he made that ring for you, and can you remember what your feelings were at that moment? Was it a surprise to you?
Yes, I liked it because everyone cherishes to get something from the Lord.
Yes, yes. So there's always a conversation around whether or not it's okay for us for anybody to feel special because they've been close to Baba for so many years. You've been super close to him. He's come up and tapped you on the back. He has sung with you. He's said very nice things about you and made a ring for you. Does that make you special?
I don't think so.
I think he would say that's a good answer. Because we're all special in that respect.
For God, everyone is special.
Exactly. And what about the people you know as friends from your town, from your profession, who don't have Baba in their heart for whatever reasons? Do you ever wonder about that?
No, I never bother about others.
You just stay with the Baba people.
Not like that. I find happiness in having him.
And has Baba transformed your life from when you were before 1971?
Yes, he has brought about a lot of changes. I was dependent for everything on so many people. Now he has made me independent.
And what about some of the negative characteristics that's in all people? Are they gone in you?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So
That is what he did with me.
he changed them into good characteristics. And if somebody were to come up to you, and at the age of 84, you're a living saint, 6 months younger than Bhagavan Sai Baba, and out of the blue, if they were to ask you, because they've never heard his name before, who is Sai Baba, how would you answer them?
He is God incarnate. He is God in human form, so that ordinary people can reach him and take his blessings to improve themselves.
And do you still find yourself asking for his blessings internally?
Well, going inside itself is a very difficult job, and with the grace of such a divine person, I didn't find it very difficult, but of course I did have my difficult moments, because I am a very strong willed woman.
And has he been able to tame that strong-willed nature?
I
of
hope
yours?
so, because he went on beating me.
What does that mean? How did he continue to beat you? What did he do to you?
Supposing you have an animal which is untrained, what do? You try to help the animal to
try to
train.
train it.
It doesn't. Sometimes you have to use by force. So he used his ways to train me.
And he apparently became successful in training you.
I hope so.
No more old traits.
No more of them.
No more.
I totally surrender now.
Oh, how wonderful. Why don't we conclude with another bhajan that you wrote for Baba? Or two. So, have you thought of a good one for us?
Shall I sing the bhajan which he came in when I was singing to Mrs. Ratarlal's room?
Absolutely. This is when he tapped you on the back and announced his presence and said how good of a singer you were, and then he joined you in singing this, correct? Well, we have to hear this one. Okay, what's it called? What's it called?
Bhajare Manuva Baba Nam. Oh, man, sing the glory of Baba.
We want to
Because-
see Parvati singing the glory of Baba right now. And you wrote this. Okay.
Bhajare Manuva Baba Na. Bhajare Bhajore Manuva Baba Na. भक्त जनों के भगवान
भक्त जनों के भगवान
भक्त जनों के भगवान,
भक्त जनों के भगवान,
बजुरे मनुआ बाबा ना,
बजुरे मनवा बाबा ना,
प्रेम प्रदायक भगवान,
प्रेम प्रदायक भगवान,
भगवान भगवान
भगवान भगवान,
प्रेम प्रदायक भगवान,
प्रेम प्रदायक भगवान,
पतिपुरीश्वर भगवान,
पतिपुरीश्वर भगवान,
पतिपुरीश्वर भगवान,
पतिपुरीश्वर भगवान,
भजुरे मनवा बाबा ना।
Sai Ram. And before we say goodbye, if you had a chance to say anything from your heart, from your internal reflections, all your many years of knowing Baba since 1971, to tell others, to share with others from your heart what you feel about Baba, what would it be?
It's only very fortunate people can reach Baba, and I had such glorious moments to reminisce, because He is God, and how many in this universe can imagine to have such close darshans, talks and all these experiences with God.
How wonderful.
So I cherish my memories with Baba, and I expect and request all the devotees who come to him to surrender.
We surrender. Parvati, thank you very, very much. God bless you. And Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram. He Vishwanatha Jagannatha, He Vishwanatha
Jagannatha,
Hara 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 Shiva Shambho,
Hara 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 Shiva Shambho,
Shailagirishwara Shiva Shambho,
Shailagirishwara Shiva Shambho,
Sharanam Sharanam Sai Shambho,
Sharanam Sharanam Sai Shambho,
He Vishwanatha Jagannatha,
He Vishwanatha Jagannatha,
Shambho Shankara Saisha,
Shambho Shankara Saisha,
Shambho Shankara Shiridisha,
Shambho Shankara Shiridisha,
Shambho Shankara Partisha,
Shambho Shankara Partisha,
He Vishwanatha Jagannatha.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for that encore.